In this Star Wars Hunters news update video, I will be sharing with you a brand new hunter that has just leaked, plus updates to the game and responses to issues that some players have been facing since launch. Before we do get into everything though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Hunters videos. So, it has been over 24 hours since the game launched worldwide, and to be honest, the game has been doing pretty well. It has topped the Apple App Store, and it has received quite a lot of positive reviews from players, including many people that were expecting it to be not a good game, saying, hey, this actually is a really fun game. Of course, as usual with video games, the launch did not go completely free of hiccups, so I've had a bunch of comments asking for help on various issues, and I can now give you responses from Zynga, who have responded to some of the big issues. Firstly, on the Nintendo Switch, there were some payment issues. Zynga did confirm on their support website for Star Wars Hunters that we are currently experiencing technical difficulties with payments on Nintendo Switch. Our team are working on the fix for this and will update you on here once it has been resolved. Thank you for your patience whilst we sort this out. If you don't know, basically some people were purchasing the Battle Pass and other items on the Nintendo Switch. The money was being taken out of their bank account and nothing was happening in the game. So, of course, that is a big issue, but at least they responded fairly quickly and they are working to address it. On top of that, Nintendo Switch players have been unable to even log in to other platforms, so they said they are aware that some players on the Nintendo Switch are unable to link accounts from other platforms. Please contact player support for assistance. Thank you very much for your patience and understanding. I also wanted to bring attention to the compatibility list for the mobile phone side of things, because many people have been trying to download the game and it comes up with an error saying that their phone is not compatible. Zynga did release a full list of devices that are supported. Unfortunately, some devices aren't compatible, specifically lower-end devices, even if they are more recent. The biggest issue, though, is with folding devices. So things like the Galaxy Fold, as well as the Pixel Fold, OnePlus Open, stuff like that, aren't supported, even though they do have the hardware to actually play the game. This is something that hopefully they do sort out, because it doesn't seem fair that foldables are exempt from playing this game. Hopefully, as more time goes on and they have more devices to test and such, they are able to actually expand the compatibility list. Another issue people have had is that in the game settings, they are seeing the ability to switch to 60 FPS locked, so they are stuck at 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, this is just device limitations. Hopefully, Zynga and Boss Alien can actually expand 60 FPS to more phones in the future, but if I had to guess, they may not really be expanding it too much, given that this game has been in development for quite some time. They've had soft launch, they've been testing things. So yeah, that compatibility list and 60 frames per second mode on some devices probably won't get expanded too much. I hope I'm wrong though, and hopefully more people can experience this game at 60 frames per second. Something people didn't notice in the day one patch is that they've actually added a brand new map to the game called Vespara Row, which is pretty fun. I've only played on it once when I did my live stream last night, but it looks really nice. It's got some really nice neon looking streets and such. It's downtown Vespara, and I think people will enjoy checking it out. Next up, I just want to discuss a hot topic within the community right now, and that is the fact that you do have to actually spend real money to unlock the Mandalorian Aaron Tau. So, as we'd suspect, there would be a bunch of monetization going on. At least with this game, it's mostly cosmetic. The only stuff that is gameplay changing is with this hunter that you actually have to purchase the battle pass for, so around £9, $10 to actually get him, and he obviously is not cosmetic purely. He has various abilities and such, which can affect the game. Now, on one hand, some people are fine with this because it's not too expensive and the game has to make substantial money somehow to keep going, and this is far less egregious than other games, for example, Galaxy of Heroes, where it is certainly pay to win, whereas with this game, you can play the game without spending a single cent. I personally have played this game for 2.5 years and spent no money on it. However, other people are upset about this, and rightly so, because it is such a much wanted character design, and he looks fantastic, and you have to spend real money, but it is at the same time a free-to-play game. But one thing that I think some people are missing is the fact that within Star Wars Hunters, when you go to select a hunter before a match starts, once you select one of those hunters, you're locked in and no one else can pick that hunter. An example I want to offer people is if all 4 of you on your team have purchased the Arena Pass and want to play as the Mandalorian Arantel, then there will be 3 disappointed people that have just spent money to try and play as him and will have to wait until the next game. Some people will say leave early and then just join another game in hopes of getting him, things like that. It just creates some issue with the matchmaking and frustration with the player. If you have just purchased the Arena Pass, you jump straight into a game and someone swipes him before you can select him, you are going to be pretty disappointed because you'll either leave the game or just go through this next game and hope for the next one. And sure, this is not going to be a massive issue all the time, but it is still something to consider, especially when someone has spent real money. Something that some people aren't aware of, but based on soft launch and how it's gone, when a hunter is released, it's released through the Battle Pass, and then once that season ends, you will be able to unlock them for free just by playing the game. That's what you're able to do now. So if you don't care about this character too much, and you don't want to spend any money on this game, once this season ends, you're going to be able to unlock this character for free without having to spend any money. You'll just have to wait a couple of months. Now on to the upcoming hunter that was leaked on the official Star Wars Hunters website. So for quite some time now, many fans have speculated that Chaos, a security droid, is going to be the next hunter, as he has been sort of data mined and teased in various ways. But it appears that that might not be the case, and the next hunter will actually be an astromech droid. Yes, seriously. And this is coming from Liam on the Star Wars Hunters subreddit, who found various assets on the Hunters page on the Star Wars Hunters website. And it displays text for a character called R3D6, which is similar to R3S6, as seen in the Clone Wars, otherwise known as Goldie. According to the website, R3D6 is an astromech juggernaut, which is really fun. We have no pictures of this character, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it does look like. And we don't know anything about the persona either. It just says placeholder text, but we do know what the weapon is, as well as one of the abilities. So the weapon is Taser Dart, and there is also a description for it. So it says a trusty shock dart launcher fixed to one of D3's arms. The Taser Dart is useful for slowing enemies and even paralysing them. Who says astromechs can't pack a punch? D6's Taser Darts slow enemies and paralyse them after doing enough damage to them. The ultimate ability is called Nullification Field, and the description is D6 creates an area around that disables ability usage while inside it. Hopefully that's a big area, otherwise I'm not sure how useful this could be. I mean, on objectives it will certainly be useful, that's for sure. Putting it down on a post that you need to defend, I definitely think this could be interesting. So it sounds like this astromech droid isn't really much about doing damage, but supporting the team with slowing down the enemy and disabling their abilities. It's going to be very fun to see how this astromech droid does play in Star Wars Hunters, what it looks like, stuff like that, so I can't wait to check it out. Hopefully there will be a reveal soon, but it could be 2 months away before we actually see this hunter in the game, as basically each season for the game lasts just under 60 days, so basically 2 months. Does this hunter sound exciting to you? Do let me know down in the comment section below. I don't know why, but I just get Krennic Battlefront 2015 vibes, as he had a droid with that shield and such. But I am very much looking forward to seeing what other characters they come up with. Maybe Chaos is saved for a future season. We just don't know. Hopefully he hasn't been scrapped. He was actually in like one of the recent trailers as a hologram, and that's what added fuel to the fire that Chaos would be the next character. And whilst we are getting a droid next, it seems, possibly, based on this website, it isn't a security droid, but rather an astromech. I am curious just how they are going to do content updates for this game, because one of the issues I had with the game in soft launch was that the content updates were pretty spaced apart. There were sort of like 3 or 4 big updates a year, so every sort of 3 months. And that is not going to keep the interest of people, because in 3 months people are going to forget about it, honestly. They need something new to keep coming back to. Not necessarily new hunters all the time, because having too many characters can create a bunch of other issues in the game, such as balancing and stuff like that. But if they just are able to continuously drop little bits of pieces here and there, new modes, new maps, new cosmetics, new features, things like that, it will certainly help this game continue out of the gate for the next few months. How are you finding the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game and anything I've talked about in this video down in the comment section below. I will read them. And make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Hunters videos. Drop a like to help support the channel. And if you did miss any of my previous videos on screen, be sure to click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.